I'm Cindy Gaston. I'm the operations manager for the Espiritu Hotel. I've been working here for almost 3 years now. So, yeah, I've enjoyed working here. Yeah.
Thank you, Cindy. So you worked as a operation manager.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, in regards to agriculture and tourism, what are the activities that you're engaging in relation to agriculture and tourism? That doesn't mean that you only have international guests. You could also have the local guests. In regards to that, with food, your suppliers, how do you deal with that in the daily basis?
Yeah. With regards to supply, um, we as much as we wanted to be in a local, like, and promote local supplies. It's just that we're having some challenges with regards to consistency of local supplies. First, for example, the fresh goods from the market, like vegetables and yeah, local vegetables. So every day we are serving it to our guests because we have restaurant here. The issue is that, like, it's not really consistent. We've tried actually to we've tried actually to reach out to Malo, so that just to fill in all the gap, because it's not always complete there at the local market. So we've reached out to Malo and contact some local suppliers there, like the local mamas who some have garden or doing the gardening. So it it will be a direct business to business, and we don't have to go to the market. So we talk to them directly, and then we reach out to them. We taught them how to weigh. We give them weighing scale, and so that they can manage their own business as well. This is just to help out the local, and in return we have consistent supplies. That's our initially, but however, like, doesn't took longer than 2 months, and it stopped. I think yeah, I'm not sure about their issue, but they can't supply us what we need. So we end up going back to the market again. We'll just wait for the fresh goods to come, but definitely it affects our menu items. And we've come to realization, okay, so maybe we should not print the menu, because most of the time this let's say salad, this is not available. This is like every items end up not available because the fresh goods are not available. So we just end up whichever is available, then we will plan for that and then make a dish out of what is available. But then it's not helping the business as well. So what we try to do is have our own garden. So now we're running our own garden. So we have one local farmer, local gardener to take care of the garden and, like, to supply our needs as well. But the issue as well is not every seeds are available here in Vanuatu. So we are having hard time to source out as well. Right. It's not just for the fresh goods, but it's usually happening as well, or our challenges as well is, like, for example, for seafood, like seafood, fish, like, it's very limited. I just can't believe that we have many resources here in Vanuatu. We have vast of sea and beaches, but I can't see enough supply for fish and seafood. I'm not sure, maybe our fishermen, or yeah, maybe they need support too. to like to have their continuous business as well. To, yeah, we wanted to be in a local direction to promote all local suppliers, local farmer, local fishermen, but we can't even present a complete seafood platter because um, yeah, sometimes is available, sometimes not. Sometimes clams is available, but squid is not available. So we can't complete the seafood platter that we wanted to promote. So that's just an example. So it's better to remove out from our menu and just maximize whatever we have. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I heard that here the food that they served almost 90% organic.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Here.
here.
Yes. Yes. Because we are now running our own garden. Yeah. Yeah. We are running our own garden now, and so we can confidently say that yeah, 90% of our produce. I mean, like our produce are 90% organic.
So, what is your recommendation to the farmers, or maybe to the government, some stakeholders?
Maybe yeah, if the government will support all the farmers, have proper trainings with like organic um, gardening and given the proper supplies, equipment for them, I think that would be very helpful and we can encourage all the farmers like to have this and maybe if we can plan for example um, today they will like this season all of the local suppliers will plant tomatoes, next season will plant island cabbage for example. So in the market when you go sometimes everyone's selling island cabbage, then the next season like everyone's selling tomatoes. Why not like we have the yearly plan so that we have continuous supply of different vegetables. It's not just season by season. I'm not sure if we can um, um, plan for it here, but in Philippines we usually do that. Yeah, we usually do that. So all year planning of planting. Yeah.
Thank you. So, with the influx of the guests coming in and all,
Mm-mm.
do you experience some shortages?
Yes. Um, for example, just for eggs, we know eggs are mostly are imported, but we have some local suppliers here. But there comes a time that, like whole Santo, we don't have eggs. So like our in-house guests are complaining, why don't we have eggs in this island? Something like that. Lettuce too. Sometimes we're running out. Like whole Santo, we're running out of it. Like and we know that you tourists and like Western people, they love lettuce. They love some greens. Yeah. So we've experienced a lot of shortages here in Santo. I'm not sure in Villa. How about in Villa, sir?
Yeah, Villa is more or less the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good if we can promote agritourism. That's very very needed. I think during this time.
What skills do you recommend in agritourism?
For agritourism promote, like of course the training of not just the farmers but working with the hospitality workers, tourism workers, right? They will work hand in hand to plan for the next harvest, for example. So the agricultural department and tourism department must work together so that to plan for like so that we can have continuous supply. Also, it is now being a trend like farm to table. Like some tourists are looking for that because they want the cultural experience as well. And when they have like like for example, if we have like a farm or a garden, and then the guests will harvest the vegetables, and then the tourism, like in the tourism side, we will cook for them, so that would be added experience to the tourist, because it's like an immersion, like the tourist can immerse with the daily living of the local. So I think that's my idea of agri-tourism, that's farm to table experience of the guests. Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam, for your time.
Oh, thank you
Yes,
you
it's
as
a
well
pleasure
for
to-
hearing us out.
Yes, to consult with you and hear your experience.
Mhm.
It will help us a lot to develop some courses in relation to agritourism,
Thank
and to
you.
ensure that we have consistent supplies of food, not just for local consumption, but also to supply in economic way. We also need to make money.
Yes.
So in business terms, tourism is also helpful a lot to provide income
Mhm.
to the workers, and also to gain foreign remittance
Yes, yes.
money into the
Yes.
country. So
It will be like a cycle, like it's a domino effect. Like a positive effect for everyone in the community. Like both agriculture and tourism are really um, very important in the economy. So I think if we like these two will work together, it will really very good in your economy, in our economy here.
thank you so much, Madam, for your time.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
thank you.
thank you for hearing us out.